This stuff never works. If it's intended to stop sediment runoff, it never ever works. Just look at this. It just got pushed over, as it always does. That's if it doesn't go underneath or around it. Now I'd say the contractor knows that this stuff never works properly, because it just gets pushed over, and to try and stop it, they've deliberately torn a hole in there, cut a hole to sort of let the sediment loaded water go through so it doesn't push it all over. Hasn't been very successful though. What happens when it rains heavy? All this erodes. Okay, and so it comes down here. They've got to colour the water. And it goes down there to the bullshit sediment control. So all the soil, the topsoil that was here, has been stripped away. Add into the concentration, and of course all the vegetation that was with the soil, that's all gone. So it's just one thing on top of the other. If you wanted to create erosion and sediment runoff that pollutes the waterways and the Great Barrier Reef, this is the way to do it. Behind me here is where the topsoil that was stripped from down there ended up. Now have a look at the similarity of the vegetation. There's no problem of sediment running off from this stockpile, because all that vegetation's holding it together, like it used to do down there. Now it's there and not down there is where you're going to get the erosion. Now, I know that, the engineers know that, the fucking Cairns City Council knows it, but it's allowed to happen. Headley Constructions was the developer. He's responsible, but so is Cairns City Council, because what has happened here is against the law. There's laws against it. There's staff, council staff employed to make sure this sort of shit doesn't happen. But they allow it to happen. Now, I suggested that some of the staff might be corrupted to the current Mayor Falshire. She was outraged. So, what's the reason? Why is it allowed to happen? Is it incompetence? I don't think so. It's bloody basic bloody common sense. Do I sound angry? Of course I'm fucking angry. I've been telling them for 10 bloody years and getting no result. This is the result. This is this bullshit green silt fence they put up. It's all bloody show. No, it's not needed here at all, because all that vegetation's holding that stockpile together. But there you are. It makes it look as though there's been some attempt, but here it stops here, and look, like you can see the bloody runoff. There's sediment runoff everywhere. You can't see it now because it's not raining, but as you go down here, that's the back of Caravonica School, where the floodplain stretches out the way it was original. No erosion, no sediment runoff. And further behind that there's the horse paddock. No erosion, no sediment runoff. It's only here where these bloody criminals have fucked things up. Now I took some photographs of this area. There's bloody huge amounts of soil washed off around here. Huge amounts. Just, just so you know where we are, for those that don't live around this way, this is a place called Caravonica, and Caravonica's in far north Queensland, Australia, and it's part of the Cairns Regional Council area. And up here, it's they call it the wet tropics because we get monsoon here. And right now, to give you an idea, a few days ago, early hours of the morning of New Year's Day, 125 mils overnight. It's just a few hours, so it really belts down here. That way behind the camera, downstream is the World Heritage listed Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. Now, coral reefs really need clean water. So this is why I get pissed off, because all this sediment gets washed off there. It all ends up in that Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. And coral reefs do not like sediment at all. Anyway, what's happened here is the developer come along, yeah, okay, there's a quid to be made. Council says, yeah, go ahead. Oh, incidentally, the developers always have to get development approval, and there's conditions that come with that. Part of it is they must submit a stormwater management plan. I haven't seen this one, but usually they look very good on paper. And there's also something called FNQ ROC, which is like an engineering manual, and it specifies exactly what erosion and sediment controls need to be put in place. The developers always say, yep, we'll sign off on that, we're going to do it, but they never do. Never. And the council, at the very most, hit her with about a $300 fine. $300, you're joking. Which is, incidentally, I hear, should be for sediment runoff under something called EPP water. And it should be not $300, but $1,000 for an individual and $2,000 for a company. But the council don't do it. $300 fine, fellas, away you go. They've done their job. It's bullshit, of course. Problem here is, we've got a lot of problems, but one of them is the developer's gone broke. So they have abandoned this site now. This is abandoned to the elements. So what's going to happen? There's supposed to be, what do you call it, a bond. Now what's happened to the bond? The other side of the inlet, which is also, all this area is a catchment for the Great Barrier Marine Park. Over this side of the inlet, there was a reef cove development, Falls Cape. It turns out the bond's not available. What the bloody hell happened there? Council's supposed to make sure that the bond is issued, put in place and is available. They didn't. So I'm wondering what happened here. Okay, council, where's the bond? Because this needs fixing up.